almost died giving birth, and my husband fought the man who saved my life. Omar was the kind of guy you dream about. He opened every door, remembered every anniversary, texted me good morning without fail. My friends were jealous. My mom adored him. He worked hard, made me laugh, and treated me like I was the only woman in the world. Honestly, I thought I hit the jackpot. He had one flaw though: football. Every Sunday, Monday night, Thursday sometimes. Season tickets, fantasy leagues, group chats with his boys going crazy during games, but it never really affected me. He was still perfect the other 6 days a week. I could live with that. The second I got pregnant, it was like he checked out. All those sweet gestures, the thoughtfulness, the effort, gone. He said we needed to save money for the baby, but somehow there was always money for jerseys, for fantasy league buy-ins, for tickets with his boys. My 12-week appointment fell on a Thursday night football. He said he'd come straight from work. I waited in the lobby for 20 minutes. When I finally called, he said he forgot and was already at the bar with his friends. I heard the game in the background. I heard them cheering while I listened to my baby's heartbeat alone. He came to one appointment, just one. The anatomy scan where we found out we were having a girl. I thought maybe he was turning a corner. Then I looked over and he had the game streaming on his phone, volume low but watching it the entire time. The tech asked if he wanted to see his daughter's face on the screen. He said, "Yeah, 1 sec," and didn't look up for another minute. At 36 weeks, I had a false labor scare. I was in so much pain I could barely breathe. I walked into the living room, tears streaming down my face, telling him I thought the baby was coming. He didn't even pause the game. He said, "You're not due for another month. Just relax in the other room. You're stressing me out." I went to the bedroom and cried until it passed. After that, I sat him down, told him the birth was non-negotiable. He needed to be there, phone off, fully present. He held my hands, looked me in the eyes, and promised. He said nothing would keep him from being there. 2 weeks later, my water broke on a Sunday. He wasn't home. He was at a watch party at his friend's house. I called him. No answer. I called again. Immediately declined. Then I got one of those automated texts. "Can't talk right now. I'll call you later." I called 6 more times. Nothing. He went on do not disturb. I took an Uber to the hospital after that. I was terrified, alone, and starting to bleed. The contractions were getting worse. I was alone in the waiting room, shaking and crying, when my phone rang. I lit up thinking it was my husband, but it was my friend Mateo. We'd known each other since childhood. I haven't spoken to him in months. He was just calling to check in, asking how I was doing with the pregnancy. I immediately broke down, told him I was at the hospital alone, that something felt wrong, that Omar wasn't answering. Mateo didn't ask questions. He just said, "I'm coming," and hung up. He was there in 12 minutes. Mateo held my hand when the doctors told me the baby's heart rate was dropping. He stayed calm when they said they needed to do an emergency C-section. He was there when they rushed me into surgery, telling me I was going to be okay, that my baby was going to be okay. I needed those words. The surgery took 2 hours. There were complications. They said me and the baby almost didn't make it, but we did. My daughter was born at 8:47 p.m., 6 pounds, 4 ounces, healthy and screaming. Mateo was sitting in the chair next to my bed when Omar finally walked in, 10:30 p.m., an hour after the game was over. Omar didn't say congratulations, didn't ask if I was okay. The first thing out of his mouth was, "My team lost by 3 points." I could smell the beer from across the room. I asked him where he was, why he didn't answer. He got defensive, said I was being dramatic, that everything turned out fine. I started crying, telling him I almost died, that our daughter almost died. He rolled his eyes. Then he looked at Mateo, really looked at him, and his whole face changed. He asked why Mateo was here. I told him because he didn't show up. That's when he went insane. He started saying I was probably cheating, that maybe the baby wasn't even his. Mateo stood up and told him to calm down, that the baby was sleeping. Omar swung at Mateo. His fist connected with Mateo's jaw, 5 feet away from our newborn daughter. Security rushed in and dragged him out. I just held my baby and cried. I filed for divorce that week. Mateo's her godfather now.